one of the most fundamentally important documents ever laid before the American people. On this day in 1909, I transmitted to the Congress the report of the National Conservation Commission, along with a special address of my own. It is doubtful whether, except in time of war, any idea of such importance has ever been presented to a nation with such effectiveness and rapidity as the conservation movement after the Board of Governors presented it. Our nation had grown to a point of civilization and modernity where it was disconnected from nature. And more importantly, they were unaware of the strain that they were putting upon nature. A man would more likely build a house out of concrete instead of wood, mainly because it was cheaper and not because of the generations of wooden houses that were depleting the forests. Far too many in my lifetime laboured under the false notion that our resources were limitless. However, the natural resources of our country are in danger of exhaustion if we permit the old wasteful methods of exploiting them longer to continue. A further result of this movement was the appointment of 36 state conservation commissions, and on June the 8th, 1908, of the National Conservation Commission. The task of the commission was to prepare an inventory, the very first ever made of any nation, of all the natural resources which underlay its property. Gifford Pinchot, the nation's chief forester, was made chairman of the commission, and it was completed in 6 months, which was impressive for any government committee. It laid squarely before the American people the essential facts regarding our natural resources in a time when facts were greatly needed as a basis for constructive action. This report, in its most condensed form, provided a statement of our available capital in natural resources, in land, in forest, in water, in mineral, and the deficit of those resources, and the peril facing our nation if we so recklessly continued to abuse them. And while this Congress most unfortunately refused to allocate further funds for the continuation of this commission, the nation and its people were made more acutely aware of the need to conserve our resources, to use them, not to abuse them, so that our children may receive the benefit of the resources of this great land.